Country life in North Shropshire has been synonymous with Conservative voting for nearly 2 centuries, but not anymore.
Morgan, Helen Margaret Lillian, Liberal Democrats, 17,957.
Helen Morgan is now the MP for a centrist opposition party that smashed a 23,000 majority for Boris Johnson's Conservative Party.
The people of North Shropshire have spoken on behalf of the British people. They've said loudly and clearly, Boris Johnson, the party is over.
Johnson responded by saying he took full responsibility.
I totally understand people's frustrations. I hear what the voters are saying in North Shropshire, and in all humility I've got to accept that verdict.
The Liberal Democrat Party, with its battleground headquarters in the grounds of a stately home, brought in activists from all over the country. A mile down the road, they quickly conquered the market town of Wem, the Conservative club, a desolate place in defeat. Talking to people here, and it's plain to see that this isn't just about public unease midway through a government term. It's about trust, political leadership, and one person, the Prime Minister. Dennis Prince voted Liberal Democrat not because it might be better for his business. He had been outraged by a Christmas party in Downing Street a year ago when his mother was seriously ill in a care home.
Not being able to visit her for a year had a very detrimental effect on my mother's well-being. And now we find that the people that were telling us to stay at home, social distancing, etc., when you find that they've been having parties at Downing Street and at Conservative HQ, then that's pretty hard to take.
This by-election was called after the MP, Owen Paterson, broke rules on lobbying. He'd been paid by 2 private companies to try to influence government policies. Paterson quit after Boris Johnson botched an attempt to save him from a suspension from Parliament. What's also weakened Johnson's authority is a rebellion by 100 Conservative MPs voting against the use of COVID passes. John Murray is a former Conservative mayor of Wem. He says Johnson is now a liability.
Basically, he hasn't got the backing of the party anymore, really. There's an awful lot against him. He says one thing one day and does totally the opposite the next day.
The Conservatives are likely to review the way they govern when Parliament returns from the Christmas recess in the new year. There's little political cheer for Boris Johnson right now. Andrew Simmons, Al Jazeera, Wem in Shropshire.